of us, doing a sleep study is probably just a one-time situation. And I am 50 and I've never done a sleep study. And I thought that when my doctor said that we're going to do a sleep study, I agreed with that. I just knew that when Snap Diagnostics contacted me by phone, that they were trying to schedule my appointment to go to a sleep center. Well, turns out you don't have to go to a sleep center. You can, in fact, do your sleep study at home. And I don't know, but that's just KendyK being KendyK. I think that's because there's such an enormous, need for people to have sleep studies. So, yeah, I think the sleep centers have kind of, I don't think they can keep up with it, is what I'm trying to say. So they pre-registered me over the phone. They asked me all of these questions. And then the questions are on the other side of this paper. And then when they sent the sleep study in this box, then everything was already pre-slugged for me. I was just simply supposed to verify the information. They even sent this wonderful little paper tape measure, and it's from McKesson Drugs. So McKesson is a big pharmaceutical company, so that to me added credibility and put me at ease when I saw that. I was familiar with Snap Diagnostics. Anyway, so it once I learned that I could actually do this sleep study at home, I was kind of intrigued. And I'm like, well, they're probably going to get a better result from the sleep study because I don't sleep well in general in foreign places. And I think that's a good thing, right? If you can, I was very much liking that I could do the sleep study at home. So here are some of the questions that they ask you to rank on a scale from 0 to 3. So 0 meaning there is no chance of you falling asleep or dozing off. 1, there's a slight chance. 2, there's a moderate chance. Or 3, there's a high chance. So I'm just going to give you a couple of them. If you're sitting and reading, would there be no chance that you would doze off or fall asleep? Would there be a slight chance, a moderate chance, or a high chance? It would be a 3 for me, a high chance that I would fall asleep. Sitting inactive in a public place like a theater or a meeting, would there be no chance that you would fall asleep, slight chance, moderate chance, or a high chance? You know it, there would be a high chance. Sitting in a theater, y'all, I have to now go to the noon show, okay? I definitely can't go to the 7 o'clock show because I am going to fall asleep. Y'all, once you read all these little questions, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's like 8 of them, and I won't share all of them because, it is a medical procedure, this sleep study. So, but once I went through them, it really made me aware of just, I really do need this sleep study, is what I'm saying. And then I would say that all over this information for this sleep study that was sent to me in the box, you get lots of QR codes, and the QR codes lead you to lots of tutorials and things like that, so that the QR codes lead you to tutorials and things that you can watch videos and listen and learn and orient yourself before the sleep study. I thought it was just going to be one night, but I think the lady did tell me that, who was registering over the phone. It's a 3-night study. So you have to track the days. So you have to write down the actual dates that you did the study. And they said it's best to do it 3 consecutive days. And I was able to do it 3 consecutive days. And I did it on a Saturday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. And then at the bottom of the study, you simply print your name, sign your name, and date it. And then this registration form folds up and goes back in the box with the materials that they sent you. So let's talk a little bit about the materials that they sent you. So it's a very compact study. And so if you haven't had a sleep study at a sleep center, I'm interested in knowing did you get these same type of things when you literally packed up your pajamas and went to stay a night in a sleep center so that you could get a sleep study? So this is what they call the SAM. SAM stands for like sleep apnea machine. That's what SAM stands for. Y'all always been looking for that. SAM stands for SAM. S is in Sam, A is in Apple, M is in Mary. SAM stands for sleep apnea machine. I know, right? Sleep apnea machine. So y'all, they give you all kinds. So you can read about it. You can watch it on video using your cell phone or your device, all of that. Okay. So basically, this is your SAM, sleep apnea machine, which is going to, it's going to be recording and all of that. They give you an extremely long piece of flexible, elasticy, this belt type of situation. However, you put this on over your night clothes. Okay. You put this on over your night clothes. And it says it should be, so you put it up on your chest, and so you clip it to your chest, and you can make it longer or shorter. Y'all, this is probably could wrap around my body twice. Okay, so no fear. I don't think, yeah, it could probably wrap around my body twice. It's so much stretchy, elasticy stuff. Okay, and Velcro too. So it should, they said you wear your sleep clothes and then you clip it on your chest. And then there is one button that you need to push. So it's a one button operation here. There's no way you can get this wrong. You hit that button at the top. It looks like a normal power button. And then the lights come on. And all the lights will come on. And then this is the breathing cannula. This is the part that goes over your mouth. So this is a 3-piece system. 3 major parts to it. You have the sleep apnea machine or monitor or something. Okay. And this, again, they said that it doesn't have to be tight. This appliance doesn't have to be tight. So it has a lot of stretch and a lot of give in it. You put it wherever you need to put it, okay? But it has 2 little nodules, and they go up at the base of your nose. They don't go up in your nose. And then the 2 long ones, like a walrus, they should be pointing down towards your mouth. So you're going to turn it on, and I'm not going to turn it on because it has 3 days worth of data already. So I probably should have recorded this while I was getting in bed, but you know, too much to think about at that moment. Okay. And so this little part over here will be sticking down over here. And this is what hooks to the SAM unit, to the sleep apnea monitoring unit. Okay. So now then they told you to talk or sing or whistle or do something, make some noise. And once you turn the monitor on, you will see that there will be some blue lights that come on in the middle. And that lets you know that it is in fact tracking your breathing from your nose through your mouth to the machine. So, okay, so I have my chest, the SAM monitor, the sleep apnea monitor on my chest. And it's got a lot of room here, nothing tight, anything like that. So you don't have to pull things so tight so that they constrict you. It should be comfortable for sleeping. And then you have the headgear on, and the 2 little parts go into they don't go in your nose, they're just at the base of your nose. Okay, and then the two walrus, long like a walrus, they point down towards your mouth. Okay, so, and then the last step is to put on the wrist thing that is tracking your oxygen levels and all of that. Reminds me of a pulse oximeter. I believe that's what you call that. When you go to the doctor, they use the pulse oximeter to check your O2 stats. So you put that around your wrist, and again, it is lots of, no way that this will be too little for you. And again, it doesn't have to be tight, just, you know, comfortable for you. And you need to make sure that the gray part is going down towards your hand. And they recommend you put it on your thumb, like so. And then there's a button here on one side of it, and then it immediately turns on. It doesn't make any sound. That was my cell phone. It immediately turns on and shows my heart rate and things are at 96%, and my pulse is at 77. So it says, I guess that's pretty calm for I have a pulse of 77. And my O2 stats at the moment. And if good O2 stats, it would be like 100. And so once you hit the power on button on your SAM unit, on your sleep apnea monitoring unit, it's just the one button. There's only one button here. This is a one button system, friends. So yeah, this is just a one button system. And once this is on, this has to be on. And so if it goes off, just hit it on the side again. And then once you hit that blue button at the top, and it says, it literally gives you directions that if you need to flip this up so that you can see it. Once you hit that blue power button, there's only one button to push. Once you hit that blue power button, the rest of these are lights. Then friends, it's going to do all that it needs to do. It's going to connect wirelessly. Well, not wirelessly, because there is one wire. But it's going to connect to this. It's going to connect the wristband to the sleep apnea monitoring unit. And then everything is going to, there's going to be a lighting situation, blue lights, green lights. Just let it do what it's going to do. There's nothing for you to do. Just sit there or lay there. And then the one light on one side, it is the record light. It will start, it'll be green and off. Green and off. Green and off. And all the other lights, 1, 2, 3 of them, they will all be off for the remainder of the recording. And that, once you see that green light going on and off, you do whatever you do to go to sleep, to go to night-night. And at 6 hours, it'll cut itself off. And I noticed that I did not sleep a full 6 hours either, any of the 3 nights, because when I woke up, the machine was still recording. And so the machine will cut itself off. You don't have to worry about cutting it off, and you just don't worry about it. It will cut itself off. And then once you remove it, and these things are no longer connected to each other, everything is fine. So that's it. Now, so I'm curious to know if you have had a sleep study at a sleep center. Did they use the same type of situation with you? Or was theirs more advanced? I'm curious to know how your sleep study went. If you have used the at-home sleep study, this one is coming to me from Snap Diagnostics, featuring the SAM, the sleep apnea monitor, and this Cannula system. And so now, after 3 days of monitoring my sleep, it was a 3-day study, which to me is probably more accurate, because I think when most folks go to a sleep center, they only go for 1 night. So It said to just put everything back in the box. And it says you may leave the package inside your mailbox if it fits. Otherwise, you can drop it off at a post office or call the post office for a package pickup. You can also schedule a package pickup from the post office, the United States Post Office, online. Of tape that secures this close. So I've got everything in here. I'm going to secure this close and I'm off to the post office.